Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? All right, guys. How y'all doing today? I'm just trying to wait a few minutes here to get everybody into the room, and then we'll get started. If you can hear me and see my monitor and see my screen, please let me know in the chat. Just type a 1 and let me know if it's coming through crystal clear. We had some problems yesterday where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Zoom crashed. I don't know if it was Zoom or it was my own PC, but looks like you guys are hearing me loud and clear, which is great. And you probably can see me fine as well. Take it. So just let a few more people join and then we'll get started. So yeah, yesterday, real quick, while we're waiting for people to join, yeah, it went really well. And we got all the way through most of it until we went to Q&A, and basically that's when Zoom crashed. And yeah, 2020 has been one hell of a year, and to say the least. So, I wouldn't expect anything less. All right, let's see. Let's just give it about maybe one more minute, see if anyone else joins in. I do appreciate every single one of you coming back that were here yesterday, and welcome the new people who missed yesterday. This gives you an opportunity to go through it with us for the first time. So that's cool. Kurt, the video views are flickering. I hope that doesn't mean my webcam is gonna freeze up and lock up and crash Zoom again. That would stink. Yeah, Chris, I am doing great from my surgery. Thanks for asking. I really did have an easy recovery this time. Didn't have to have open heart, so that was really nice. Just had to have my pulmonary valve replaced, which was done through a catheter procedure. So it was fairly easy, although the recovery for exercising was almost exactly the same. I had to basically take it easy for a lot longer than I thought I was going to. They kind of indicated to me that I'd be back exercising and stuff within like 3 to 4 days after surgery, but it was more like 2 weeks. And that's still a lot quicker, I guess. When I had open heart, I was really kind of told not to really get back to full boat lifting and working out for like 6 weeks. So yeah, it's a little different, I guess. All right, so I guess we got everyone here that's going to be here. If anyone else jumps in, they'll just have to catch up on the replay. All right, so what I have for you today, guys, is something that I call TV on the internet. It's actually a terminology I heard originally from Frank Kern, but it's got a little twist here today for you. So I want to show you exactly what it's all about. TV on the internet overview. We're going to cover what it is, why we use it, how to use it for your clients, businesses, and your own, how to use this strategy without creating a video. So what is it? Traditional local TV commercials basically moved from local TV networks to the internet, right? So instead of local businesses investing a bunch of money into getting a crappy TV commercial made and then paying a lot of money to have it air on a local TV station, you basically flood a specific geographic area where your client's audience resides on social media like Facebook and Instagram with video ads. So why use it? Allows any small business, regardless of budget, to get their business in front of their target audience. You can get just as much exposure for your client or yourself, if not more, than traditional TV commercials at a fraction of the cost. So how to use it for your clients and or your own business? So you're going to either have your own video or you're going to create one. Then you're going to post that video to a Facebook business page. Then we're going to set up a video views Facebook ad. And then we're going to target a geographic area that your client or your own business serves. And then we're going to set the daily budget to just $1 to keep it cheap. And then we're going to select the business page with the video post and use that as the ad. And there's an added benefit to this, and I'll cover that more when we go through the demonstration. So how to use this strategy without creating a video. If you have any of my animated images, you know that we also provide them in MP4 format, so you can use any of the animated social posts. And of course, then you essentially have access to over 180 videos that you can use. So I suggest picking 1 or 2 to get started. And then we're going to use something called capwing.com to watermark the videos with your clients or your own logo. And then you're going to add your clients or your own domain and or phone number to each one of these and basically create mini little video advertisements. So now I'm going to hop out of this presentation and we're going to hop on over to actually walking through the entire process. Okay, so here we go. So this is an ad campaign that I set up for one of my local business clients. And so you can see here we have two different ad sets running. And we can see that we have, as results, we have like 484 through plays on one and the other one's 270. So we can see that essentially the top one, 063, is actually beating out the second one, 042, because I'm getting only 1 cent cost per through play versus a 2 cent cost per through play. But what I wanted to just show you is how cheap you can get these cost through plays for even local advertising, which is pretty cool. And this is the amount of impressions, right? So this is how many people it's reached. And then of course we have our link clicks. We actually got a little benefit of running these ads. These ads are not really intended to produce a lot of results. It's more or less just like running a TV commercial, right? You don't really always know what your ROI is going to be once you do that. It's more about brand awareness and exposure and reaching your target demographic or your target audience. So when you get added benefits like link clicks or phone calls, that's just a bonus to me. But what it's really about is just exposing the brand, making sure that people are aware of what your client does and that they're around and maybe that they should check them out when they're in need of whatever service that they provide. In this case, it's for a dentist. So that's what those numbers look like. Now, I'm going to show you how to set this all up. So we're going to step over to Capwing real quick. Okay, so here we are at Capwing. Now, Capwing requires you to log in and create like an account with them in order to download the videos without the Capwing watermark or something along those lines. They do have a free plan. I don't know what the difference really is. So far, so good for me just to use the free plan. So I haven't looked into what the costs and whatever is going on with it. But basically just go ahead and click on like new content like this. And we're going to create one of these real fast. So let me go over and pull up my videos and let me pull in a new one. Let's try something different today. Let's try this one, 56. Let's see what happens. So just pulling over an MP4 file from my dentist pack and hopefully it will load. Yep, looks like it's working. Okay, and then we have basically our timeline down here, our scrubber. So we can drag this and look and see how it looks. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Should be fine, should work fine for our demonstration here. So once we load it in, all we need to do is go to images. And then we're going to click on upload. And then I'm just going to drag over my client's logo real quick. All right. So we're just going to take a logo, a client logo, whatever one it is. Oops, it's moving around on me. Shrink it down a little bit. Sorry, it's taking a minute for it to resize. Probably should pause the video, that would help. Let me drag the scrubber down. Okay, so I can see all this stuff, all the elements. Okay, stop playing. All right. Okay, it's gonna keep playing on me. All right, bear with me guys, sorry about that. So on some of these, depending on the size of your client's logo, obviously you got to place them in different spots. So on this one, I'm going to move it down here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And what we can do is we can add a phone number too, right? So just click on text. And then we have our sample text. We click into it. I just hit Control A to grab all of it. But anyway, I'm just going to put in a dummy number here. Make it dark so it stands off the page better. I'm just going to put it down above the logo. Resize it. Okay, so something like that, right? And if I drag this back and forth, you can see the number and the logo is going to be there the entire duration of the animation, and it stays on the screen the entire time. And this one's only 5 seconds long, which is great because the shorter the video, the more likely people watch all the way through to the end, which helps a lot for your costs and getting your through plays. So that's all you have to do. I know that was a little bit more painful than it needed to be, but that's because I'm working here with limited bandwidth, and of course it kept running the animation. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to hit the export video button here. Okay. And now it says loading. And you're going to see a bunch of information here as it goes through the process of exporting it into an MP4 file. So while we're waiting for that to work and it downloads, let me see if I can get the right page up next. Let's see here. Let me go here. Let me pause the share. So there it is. It's there. Okay, so we're going to just click download and it'll download to your computer. It's a fairly small file. Let me pull that off the screen for a second. Pause the share. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our, let's just say this is our clients. Let me pull it up. This is going to be our client's Facebook business page. And we're going to create a new post. So as everybody can see this, just let me know, make sure everyone can see my screen. Just let me know in the chat, please. And I want to make sure that I'm sharing the right thing here. All right, looks like great. Okay, cool. So create the post. We're going to just basically upload the video we just created. Now, if you want, it's best to probably put a title in here. I would suggest putting in the business name. And then I put their phone number behind it. Okay. Something like that. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute when we get to the ad. So we're just going to publish now. Newsfeed's fine. Display and watch. Okay, allow embedding. That's great. Looks good. Publish it. Okay. All right. Video is being processed. Awesome. Okay, it'll show up in a minute, but we don't really need to wait for it. Well, let's move forward. Let me get the next screen up. Let's see here. Yeah, video's uploaded. Awesome. Okay. All right. Everybody see the ads manager again? Okay, good. All right. So in our ads managers, click on the green create button, creating a new campaign. Okay, and what we want to click on is under consideration, we want to click on video views. And then we're going to click this little arrow to expand down and label our campaign ad set and ad. So in this case, I usually go with the ad type here, and I'll usually do something like client and then the name of the client. Okay, and then we'll do the ad set name. It'll be, for me, it's Las Vegas because that's where we are and that's who he serves. And then we're doing 18 plus. This is just my naming convention. And I usually use the file number that I chose. So in this case, I think it was 056. And then here in the ad, I just do the number 056. Sounds good. Okay, hit continue. Okay, so the important part here in the beginning, in the campaign level, is that we want to turn off CBO or campaign budget optimization. So scroll on down till you see it, which is right here, and we're going to turn it off. And we do that because if we want to run multiple ad sets, especially for testing ad sets against one another, we want to make sure our budget gets spread evenly instead of distributed based on performance. Okay, so once we have that, we can just hit next. Now in the ad set level, let's see here. We have to change the budget. We're going to change the budget from $20 a day to just $1. You could change the start date. A lot of times I like to start it at midnight. So I do 12 a.m. here so I can get the full day, the full 24 hours for the budget to run. But for such a small budget, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Sometimes, if you do get approved in the middle of the afternoon before the end of the evening or something, it'll try to eat up your entire budget and you'll get some skewed results from that. Okay, if we can scroll down the screen, please. Thanks. All right, so here we go with our targeting. All we're going to do here is click on edit for locations. And we're going to change this part right here. It's very important. It says people living in or recently in this location. We're just going to click down on that and click in here where it says people living in this location. Because we don't really want tourists in Las Vegas especially, but in other cities as well, you'd want people who actually live in that area. You don't really want out-of-towners. At least not for this type of business. Now for others, you might think differently about that. And then here we're going to remove United States. We're going to type in our location. So Las Vegas. Okay, it's set to 25 miles radius, which is fine. A lot of times I'll do the maximum of 50 because, it's iffy, but a lot of times, depending on where you live, a lot of times people will have to drive upwards of 50 miles in order to get to basically a city or somewhere where they could get service, right? So they might live out in the boonies or wherever it might be, and they still got to get to a dentist, right? So it could be that they live in Boulder and they don't like the dentist in Boulder and they want to come to Las Vegas. So that's why we have the 25-mile radius. But if we add it to 50, it doesn't really change much. And I'll just show you that. It does expand the area a little bit more. So you never know. It's just something to consider doing to expand your reach and get more people to view your video ads every single day. Here in the age, we're going to leave it alone at 18 to 65. We're not going to touch that. We're not going to touch the genders. We're going to leave that alone. We're not going to do any detailed targeting, and the language will remain the same. As you can see, our potential reach here is 1.7 million people. Estimated daily results are 32 to 94 people reached. But I can show you a daily that shows that we actually get that many video views, if not more, almost every single day. So automatic placements is the recommended strategy here. We basically don't want to control anything, want Facebook to pretty much figure it all out. We're not going to touch anything in optimization and delivery. We're going to leave that alone. And we're just going to hit next. Okay. So now we're on the ad level. And this part of it is something you'll need to definitely consider whether if you're going to publish this to your client's page. If they got an Instagram account already, then we're going to have to select it or have it added through Business Manager. Like some of this is for another day and another time. But if you're just doing it on your own, you're doing it for yourself or whatever, the key here is once you select the page, which is loading up nice and slowly, it'll automatically default usually to the Instagram account either associated with the ads manager or a pseudo account for the page itself. So if we select the page, so if I move out of my own page, and then right here, we have the Instagram account still selected as Vegas Tech Group, but we want to change that to basically use selected page. Okay. Now, if it loads up, did we select it? I think we did. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yesterday we got an error message when I did this originally because the page we had did not have a profile image. If you create a page for somebody or you're doing this as a demo or something for yourself, if you don't have an image in the profile pic for that page, when you try to do this and you come to this point, you will get a message that says basically that you can't use the Instagram account because there's no profile pic, essentially. That's kind of what it says in a lot of difficult language. So bottom line is just make sure you have a profile pic for that Facebook business page, whether it's yours, your customers or clients, or a demo page. And then what you can do is you can literally use for Instagram account, you can literally use just the page, use a selected page, and it'll just basically make a pseudo Instagram account where it can post the ad on the page's behalf on Instagram. Okay. So just make sure that's what you want to do if that's what you want to do. And then what we're going to do here is go down to ad setup, and instead of creating an ad, now we're going to use an existing post. Okay. So when that loads, we're going to hit change post, and you should see the posts that are available to you to use here. So the reason we're primarily using a post like this is because every time you use a post in an ad, no matter what type of ad campaign you set up and run, the post, whatever likes it gets, whatever comments it gets, whatever shares it gets, will be passed along from ad to ad. So you have that social proof going along with it every single time. If you create the ad in the ad itself without using a post ad, then when you go to create a different type of campaign, say brand awareness, a reach, a traffic, an engagement ad, something along those lines, every time you create a new ad, that new ad starts with 0 analytics or metrics. And so you lose all your social proof, essentially. Now they have some modifications to some of that, and it's changed a little bit, but the safest way to do it is just make a post on the page, use that same post, and you should be good to go. So we're just going to select that post. While it's loading real quick, on the right here, we have feeds, right? The 14 placements. And what it does is basically shows you a preview. You can click on each one of these. You can see what the ad will look like on each of these types of placements. And of course, we used automatic placements in the ad set level. So therefore, all these 14 placements are automatically determined by Facebook. And Facebook will determine which dimensions these ads will be in, what they'll look like, all sorts of things with each of those placements. Okay, it looks like it's going to continue on. So you can see the ad now. It should be showing on your screen still. You can see all the placements. And bottom line is we're good to go for the most part. Okay. Let me just make sure we're still good here. All right, so as I scroll down a little bit, we got our post loaded in here now. Let's move on. Call to action. We're gonna hit the add button. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the call to action as learn more. I think that's probably your best option. Of course, you could select something else, and then we're just gonna put it in our client's website URL. So in this case, I'm just gonna put in a nice made up one. Okay, that might not even be made up. That might be real. But anyway, we're going to update the post with that. So it's going to throw that button on the bottom of this ad with the learn more button so they can click on it and go to the website. Then what we want to do, it's loading again. Hopefully it'll load quicker than last time. We have tracking. We want to make sure we're tracking website events, and we want to make sure our client's pixel or your own pixel is installed on the website. Okay, here we go. Moving on. So where was I? Okay, tracking. We got the URL down in there. See the ad on the right now. It added the learn more button underneath. And then what we have here is we have the URL we placed above it and the description down there, the title, and then we have the title of the video. And of course, You want the phone number to be totally visible there. You don't want the ... So we would want to make sure we didn't have that many characters in the title of the video. That's where that came from. If I were creating an ad, I could easily manage and manipulate that here instead of using the post. But since we're using the post, I'd have to go back to the post and edit the post title, and then it would show up correctly for the ad. Okay, so let's move on. Anyway, down here, after we get to tracking, we also have the URL parameters. So if you guys understand and know how to use UTM codes, it's advantageous to do so here, because now you can track which ads are producing which results by adding the correct UTM parameters, and for Google Analytics as well. So you can definitely add that in, or you can build the parameter, build a URL parameter just by clicking this link. It'll bring up a dialog. I'm not going to do it in case it bogs things down, but you can do it there too. You don't have to know how to code that. If you don't know, just use to build a URL parameter, or go ahead and go to Google and type in UTM parameters, and you'll find some examples and demonstrations of that. Now that we're all set here with our ad, we would go ahead and click publish, and it'll go ahead and publish the ad campaign, the ad set, and the ad itself. And I think I clicked it. Looks like I clicked it. Yep, publishing 1 of 3. And then we'd be all set with that. Okay, cool. Multiple items published, 1 campaign, 1 ad set, and 1 ad were published. And then you can just X out of that. Wait for everything to load up again. Okay, so you can see it says in draft still. Even if I reload this right here, it's going to still say draft. I think it's a bug or a browser bug. I'm not sure which. But either way, if you click on ad set, you'll see it'll change to review because we submitted it. See, it says in review. If we go back to the ad itself, it will also say in review now instead of in draft. Sometimes it's confusing because you're like, oh man, did I not publish that? Okay, yeah, I did. So it's good to go. Now, going back to the ad set level, like I said, you guys, if you have some of my local social post packs and the animated versions of them, you have 180 per niche at your disposal. So essentially you have all those to choose from. And what would be really cool is you could go ahead and create an ad set and an ad for every single one if you wanted to, and test them out against each other, see which ones are performing better, and then turn off the ones that don't perform as well. It all depends on what your client's budget is, or what your own budget is, or whatever you want to do, you know, at the end of the day. But you have tons of options at your disposal without having to create any ads for your client or for yourself by just having those animated image packs. Now, take advantage of that. It gives you another option to potentially, you know, upsell a client to this type of service, to basically give them an opportunity to, you know, get their brand out there and put these fun ads in front of them and such, so that they can get some warm traffic that learns more about what they do, what they offer, and, you know, exposes them to people that maybe don't even realize that they are around or exist. And most small businesses are not taking advantage of this methodology. And, you know, you guys could be some of the first ones that actually do it. So definitely want to consider doing that. Let me, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell as far as the actual demonstration is concerned. Does anybody have any questions about that? I'd like to answer them before Zoom crashes again, because this is about where we got yesterday, before we had to redo it. So any questions whatsoever? If you do have a question, just throw it into the chat. If you're asking through, I don't know if there's an actual question section inside of Zoom. I think there was, but I don't know. I don't know where that is. So just put in chat if you have any questions and I'll answer them. Doesn't look like we have any questions, or my chat's locked up. If somebody could just type something. Okay, good. I see something. All right. Awesome. Kurt, yeah, I'm recording this. Hopefully I get a good recording this time. It doesn't cut off here. Yeah. Sergio says I'm good. I like the idea a lot. Going to apply it with my dentist client. Yep. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's just another way to take the social posting thing into another level. And, why not super cheap? And if you guys can probably make serious bank by offering it and as a service and, not spend a whole lot of money on the ads itself. Yes, Miro, it is being recorded and we will send it out. Okay. Or I'll send it out to you guys as soon as we're done here. So let me hop back over to my presentation real quick. Let me see where we're at. Okay. So next week, it should be next Tuesday. I'm going to try to do this every single Tuesday. Next week, I want to cover creating the invisible list from custom audiences and what you do with them. Okay. So if you guys want to partake in that, this has been a free session, of course, for you guys to get an idea of what I'm doing every single week, what I want to do every single week. And it's called Growth Marketing Mindset. It's my group coaching program. And basically, it's what's working now. Every month, I want to give you the most up-to-date information on digital marketing strategies, tools, and the social media platforms, changes in the algorithm, trends that are really working, new features to try out, and more. And we'll be meeting at least once per week. Like I said, hopefully every Tuesday, live or over Facebook Live and or Zoom video conference to get all your questions answered about anything that you have questions about. Number one, mainly for your own business or your clients or whatever I'm covering that week. And then you'll be added to a special members only Facebook group specifically for this membership for more support and accountability from me and your fellow members. So I have a special offer for you guys today to go ahead and jump into this. I just gave a super simple URL and make it super easy for you guys to get to. It's KERRY'S It'll redirect you over to growthmarketingmindset.com with, I don't know, whatever the URL is, where you can sign up today. And I'm going to leave this open for probably, I don't know, 4 to 7 days, something like that, for you guys to get in. It's only going to be $19.99 a month for these 4 sessions every single month. Now, if you're already a Growth Marketing Insider member, this is included inside of that for you automatically. So if you are a GMI member, please do not sign up for Growth Marketing Mindset because it's already included in your other membership fee. Okay. If you aren't, you have 2 options. You can either become a Growth Marketing Insider, where you get access to all my programs in a new niche every single month and get access to these group coaching calls every single week, or you can just sign up for this. And I'm keeping it super cheap for you guys because honestly, I just want to make sure that as many of you as possible will find a lot of value in this, and hopefully you'll want to join simply because the values just outweighs whatever I'm charging you for it right now. But I can tell you that once I do close down the initial offering on this, it's going to jump up to $49.99 a month. So it will be considerably more expensive per month after this initial little launch phase. So anyway, any questions about any of this today or anything moving forward? Let me look at the questions. What about the 20% rule, Miro? So what exactly are you asking about the 20% rule? If you clarify that, I'd be glad to answer it. Anybody else have any questions while I'm waiting? Oh, the Facebook text content. Okay. Actually, they are not penalizing for that as much as they used to. They literally have changed the rules on that. I've noticed this fall when I was running some other ads for some other offers I have, and I think they basically they still penalize you a little bit for it, but they don't really penalize you as much as they used to, for sure. And since it's a video ad, I haven't seen any issue with it yet, and it should be good to go. Yeah, Tommy, I did record it. It is being recorded. I'll definitely send out the replay. No, not even the thumbnail, as far as I know. So whatever's showing up as a default on the video, because the video should autoplay in the person's feed anyway. So it's gonna initially start with probably nothing on the screen or close to nothing, and it should just play. And it's a 5-second video loop. Now, some of our animated images are as long as 12 to 15 seconds, some of the newer ones. because they fade in or animate in and then they animate out. And because they do that, you get a little longer video view or a little bit longer video in general. But some of the original ones we did, they were only as short as 5 to 8 seconds, somewhere in that range. Yes, Michael, definitely we'll be doing some information, some training stuff in future sessions about Google My Business post ads, or posts or the ads themselves. Are we talking about two separate things or one and the same? Oh, that sounds good, Sergio. Yeah, I'll send it over to you. I don't have a shortcut link to send you right this minute, but I'll send it to you via email. Ads that last a week on top of Google. Yeah, I'll have a look into that. I'll definitely do some kind of information training, some sort of walkthrough about that in future sessions. You don't need to loop the shorter versions of the videos. You can just use them as is. I would just use them as how they are because they automatically loop essentially. I think on Facebook, when a video runs, it'll loop automatically at least once or twice, I think, before it stops running, especially if it's short. Let me look at that URL and see what's going on with it, Miro. I see what you're saying. I got to double check it. It's probably due to a deadline funnel setup I have or something. I'll get you guys for surely a link. This link will work eventually, but I can't check it while we're on the call. I'll have to do it after I bounce off of here. But as soon as I have it fixed, I'll send an email about it. Yeah, Doug, sorry about that. Let me get that fixed. Yeah, sorry guys. I apologize. I got like a gazillion things going on here, especially with what happened yesterday and me getting this back up and running today. So, of course, the one thing that matters the most and giving you guys access to this every single week, that's the thing that doesn't work now. Yeah. Figures. Yeah. It's the rule of dammits. Yep. It's just how things go. So yeah, I'll get that fixed here in a second. And if anyone else has any quick questions, I'll hang on to answer them. If not, I'll hop off of here and I'll get that link fixed so you guys can hop in there. And we'll get this replay out to everybody. So to answer your question, Ronald, does a Facebook video ad price the same as a photo? Which is better? The video ad is always going to get you the cheapest cost. That's one of the amazing benefits because Facebook is so video heavy lately, that they want more video than they want static photos. And because of that, you get a lot better cost per ad price. So, and you just get that much more exposure. And when we talk about like next week, when we go in here and we talk about custom audiences and what you can do with them and all the data you're going to be accumulating from getting these through plays and video views, it's going to be a tremendous advantage over just running a static ad. Yeah, David, if you are a founding member of Growth Marketing Insiders or a Growth Marketing Insider member in general, you get access to these calls each and every week included in that membership. So basically there's two memberships, right? Growth Marketing Insiders, which is access to all my products plus new niche every single month. And then also you get access to all of these live sessions and or recorded sessions each and every week. Okay. And if you aren't a GMI member and you just want the live group coaching sessions every single week, you can sign up for them with Growth Marketing Mindset. So one's Insiders and one's Mindset. Mindset is the group coaching on its own. Insiders is group coaching plus all the products and all the access to everything else. How do you call this service for clients? I would just call it, honestly, let's just call it like something with commercials, or TV ads or TV. You could call it TV on the internet for clients, or come up with some kind of clever naming convention for it. If I think it's something cool, I'll let you know, and you guys can use it. But it's more or less just tell them that you basically want to blast an entire geographic region on Facebook and Instagram with their business using these little video ads. And this is what I charge for it. And you just decide whatever you want to charge for it and how much you're willing to spend as an ad budget, and whether you want to run it for yourself. Online TV ads, I like it. So, this This hopefully will give you guys an opportunity to just add a little more income to clients you already have, or perhaps even use it as a new service completely on its own. Totally up to you. Totally decide what you want to do with it. I just wanted to share it because I know how effective the video ads work. Number one, I know how cheap they are. Number two, and then, you know, there's just, you have all these videos now if you have any of those animated image packs. So you have all this awesome shareable videos that you can use without having to create any. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to spend any time or money making other types of videos. Yeah, online TV ad seems to be the winning idea for what we should call this. Yeah, and I wanted to get this out to you guys before 2021 really started, because I want you guys to be able to start 2021 with a fresh start, right? To get out of this crazy 2020 year, although I don't know how much better 2021 is going to be as far as pandemic is concerned, but at least we can clear our minds and start fresh there, right? Get a fresh start. Any other questions quickly before I head off and go fix my link? Thank you, Miro. Thank you, Sergio. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone who attended today. No S in my email address, Michael. Just kknoll@vegastechgroup.com. If you put the S in, it will bounce. I appreciate every single one of you sticking around here for me. That's awesome. I know you got better things to do. I promise it'll be just a couple more minutes max, and we'll get out of here. All right. That is it. So hopefully you guys will join me next week, and we'll do it all over again next Tuesday instead of Wednesday, and we will keep this train moving along smoothly without any problems. Everyone have a great day, and I will speak with you real soon.